This is a commitment by the Wagner family working with the Queensland Government to say to the people of Queensland, we want to keep you safe. And the best way to keep you safe and to keep Delta out of Queensland is to build as quickly as possible a regional quarantine facility. I have listened to Queenslanders. I know how much they support a regional quarantine facility to be in Queensland. They want their community kept safe. That's what they're saying to me, and we are delivering it. This is a race. We are up against a highly infectious Delta variant that's sweeping the world. We don't know what's next. We need to get these facilities up and running, and everybody has seen how successful Howard Springs is.
Checking in on a positive case at Greystanes, police in full PPE as they break the news to Gabriel Chalu. He's off to a health hotel.
I went and got tested for peace of mind. Didn't get a text message that I'm positive or negative, and about a week after, I've got police calling me. So I don't know, maybe it's a mix-up.
Confused but happy to comply, the concreter heads off for an indefinite stay. Indefinite stay. Indefinite stay.
All good?
Thank you.
Beautiful. You're right.
The vast majority of people are going to isolate and quarantine in their own home. Some people don't have that choice because they don't have a place to go back to. The hospital gives us a call, and the hospital says, we've got somebody that doesn't need emergent care, but who we believe should be isolated or quarantined. And then we make a decision about what type of facility is going to be most appropriate for a person, and where we identify that we have a space available, transport them there, and then sustain them once they get there. As we take a look at what we expect to see at the height of the spread of this disease, we're planning to be able to provide isolation or quarantine for up to 3,000 people in the county. We have a duty and a responsibility at King County to make sure we're providing a facility, a space for folks who don't have a home to go back to. We are all connected by this disease, and we're going to all be connected in the way that we respond to it. Isolation and quarantine facilities are part of our public health response to this emergency.
It's a great day to be an American. The Department of Homeland Security has a training course available to law enforcement, healthcare workers, and other government employees that will detail how to prepare and execute a mass public quarantine of the unvaccinated in rural areas of the United States. If you're stuck in the left versus right paradigm lie, now is the time to figure it out. We are slaves and always have been.
In my supplemental question yesterday, I asked this government if the people of Ontario should prepare for internment camps. In September, the federal government posted a call for expressions of interest for contractors to supply, provide, and manage quarantine isolation camps throughout every province and every territory in Canada. These quarantine isolation camps, however, are not limited to people with COVID, but provide a wide latitude for many people to be detained.
We have made adequate arrangements with security to prevent anybody who does not have a vaccination card from accessing any of these events. Also, you will not be allowed to access banking services in Edo State from the middle of September if you have not been vaccinated. You will not be allowed to access banking services in Edo State from the middle of September if you have not been vaccinated.
That is incredible, guys, right there. Oh my gosh. That's one of the coolest things I've ever captured. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Eric from the Ancient of Days. It is the 29th of August, 2021, on Sunday. Just had a wonderful breakfast. Very good. Praise God. So today we got a lot to talk about. Don't be all worked up about what you saw in the beginning there. Okay, we're gonna talk about a few things. We also got some cool footage to look at. I went on a week-long investigation that I was out all night until, what was it? Not tomorrow Monday, last Monday. That's last Monday that passed. I finally crashed at like 5 in the morning. I was done. I was toast. several mornings I was up till about 7:30 looking at footage. I'd come in at about 4:30 a.m. after recording, both with my handheld as well as the P900 on a tripod. And you also have to come in at just the right angle to capture these anomalies of these things flying in and out of the so-called moon, if you will, right? Well, I got a lot of footage that's going to go ahead and start to prove some things. That's going to start to get deeper into Project Bluebeam. It's also going to get deeper into what I feel is mounted on this celestial object that I'm not sure if it's always out or not. I'm really not sure. A lot of times it seems like it's only out when it's a full moon. But we'll have to, pray on that and seek more discernment as more is revealed as I start to reveal footage. Because what you're going to look at today is just one clip out of that entire week-long investigation. It ended on last Monday, like I said, so I was out for 6 out of 7 days because one night we had that hurricane that fizzled out, but I was right out the next night. And then what I did is I crashed for a couple of days, got my butt going, and then by Friday, it was actually Friday, I thought it was Thursday, but the days were just rolling together, so Friday is when I started trying to put this video up. So I apologize to Casey, who sent me some great information on Friday, which would have been beautiful because she was actually ahead of some of the news that came out. And then the news is now out, and it's, so I could have at least reported on something that was fresh. And I know that she puts a lot of work into her blog, so I apologize about that, Casey. But you'll see shortly in this video, maybe not a little more than shortly, once we get deeper into this video, I'm going to get into all of the targeted assaults, the harassment I've been under. It's damning evidence. You see I'm not wearing a headset today? Okay? I love this headset. Beats headset. It sounds beautiful. Okay? It really does. It sounds great. And I love the sound of music because I like to produce music. That's something that I was a pro DJ for 20 years, so it's just something I love. But I can't even wear my headset. I had such a headache on Friday night going into Saturday. It's still even dull today because they're pulsing EMF radiation out of there at such tremendous peaks that it feels like Friday night especially, it felt like there was a screwdriver stuck in the freaking head, man, and like somebody was twisting it. It was so bad. So that was that. And then Saturday, yesterday, I started recording. Everything froze up. Then this morning, I also shared it with a friend of mine, just to show people that I don't make this stuff up. I even tried to record a segment to show you what happened. And then, boom, my computer shut off. So, also, today is the last video you're going to see me here in Studio 182. I'm moving from Studio 182 here. We're taking it out of here. I'm going to finish the basement off as a home gym with a nice section over here that we can have for, I'll put up a couch, be like a little man cave area that my son and I can hang out because he wants to now start training and get fit, real fit. He could have an athletic build. He's a big kid for his age, especially. He's bigger than I ever was. I was a toothpick when I was his age, right? So, and I never had anybody to teach me how to work out properly, so I got a lot of injuries growing up. He can be a powerhouse. He's a thick kid, and if he's trained right, he can do well. I want to get mats out and everything so that he can start learning some self-defense because there's no better time ever than to learn self-defenses now, guys. All right, so we're going to talk about, that stuff there that's going on in Queensland. Of course, we all know that Australia is the testing ground for the New World Order. It always was, always has been. We're going to get into some other things. Randy Hillier, who you saw in the very beginning there, I did a video on this. Actually, I don't know. It was a while back. I did it on the Deliverer channel, where he was talking about why they're building internment camps from one end of the country to the other. And I did a video on it, but I can't find it. So they must have pulled it, and I didn't even know it. So that's fine. But anyway, so we'll just touch on that because guys, I don't really care about the news all that much. Today's going to be more about the footage and the damning evidence of their assault frequencies against not only me, but against everybody now. It's not just for targeted individuals anymore. They needed the targeted individuals to master this technology. This technology actually started being worked on right after, in the United States, right after Project Paperclip. Okay, they picked right up off where they were working on this technology, is to master the mind, the human mind, how to control humans. And it's just an MK Ultra torture program. That was the whole targeted individual program. It started back in the late 50s. That's when it began, was in the late 50s. I happened to get scooped up in around 99 or so and was tortured with impunity for 20 years. And it doesn't matter, guys. If I stopped right now, I wouldn't be able to put my headset back on, okay? It wouldn't matter. As a matter of fact, every time I try to back off, they view it as a sign of weakness and they amp it up sometimes. It makes it even worse when I back off. So this is the only way that I can fight back. So, alright. On that, guys, so yeah, so I've been away for a while because I was busy. I was working. I'm a watchman. I do that kind of work the most. I'm not much on reporting on the news. There's big channels all over the place on YouTube. It's so saturated. So I'm going to try to stick more to my watchman work, guys. So, you know, whoever it's meant for, that's who it's meant for. I'll keep you guys up to date on some important news, that like this Greensland stuff and how they're going to present things, such as we'll get into it when we get to that segment of the video. But just understand that this is all social engineering, and this lady here was nothing but a psyop to totally make it where people, if they're thinking about resisting, well, I better not, because the U.S. Army has already said, or wherever branch she's from, said that they'd shoot us if we go ahead and go against anything that they say. And if they do that, then, you know what, then they reap what they sow. But I think it's a complete and total bullshit psyop. I'm not buying it for a second. I mean, I don't know. On TikTok, of all things, I just joined TikTok recently, and ever since I joined, I've been getting nothing but these stupid freaking videos of these young girls doing whatever challenge it is, where they show their freaking boobs, but they're not allowed to show their boobs, so they cover them up, and doing some weird dance with their ass hanging out and everything else. So freaking corny. I gotta get off of TikTok quick, is what I'm saying, because it's popping up constantly. But anyways, so yeah. This was a psyop, guys, and we're going to end it off on the frequency assault. I got so much evidence. This is the alarm clock with the 60 gigahertz direct line of sight. Okay, finally, we're going to look at the footage. It captured one of these winged creatures. One's right there in the ether above. There's another one flying next to the moon sim, the lunar sim. You could see how it has sharp edges there. And yeah, guys, no, I am going to prove it now that I have the footage. It's just you're not going to see it in this video. This video is going to be a lot of anomalies that you're going to look at, and this was just from one little clip. One clip out of hours worth of work. This was just one little 10-minute video clip, because that's what I do, clips. Because I don't like to do I don't want to do like 2 hours and have to just sit there for 2 hours and watch the entire thing. So I'll do 10 minutes, put it on at about quarter speed, and then see what's going on, or a half speed even. So that way I only have to watch it for 20 minutes. So let's get into it, guys. We're going to have some fun. I got to switch software back and forth because whatever. Okay, you know, I have to go through a lot to get these videos up, guys. So let's just do what we can do. Alright, guys. So right here, this is from my handheld 24 megapixel, 60 frames per second. The reason why we're showing you this is what I used on the 2019 and 2020 investigation work that I had done that actually revealed Project Bluebeam and the behavior modification technology visible proof aligned with the EMF detector in 2020. Now right here, this is just lens flare, okay? This is not what we're going to be paying attention to. What we're going to be paying attention to is this right here. Okay, let's watch. Okay, you're going to see something here come flying right into the moon. That's not the lens. The lens flare is off screen. There you go. Watch this now. Okay? Right here. It starts to come into frame. Don't worry, this is going to get way better. This was the exact night. This was the same night that I actually had both cameras, both my handheld and the P900, were both shut off because I was capturing there with both cameras. I was recording the viewfinder of the P900 because multiple of these things were flying in and out of the moon. And what happened was both videos were deleted, as well as the cameras were shut off instantly. As you could see, that is, we're going to back it up right here. It comes out of the moon, and you have to capture this at just the right lighting. Now right here, this is the P900, all right? So now it starts to, you could actually see as we back it up just a little bit, as soon as it starts to go towards the side of the moon, it starts to get into that real white looking footage that people capture with you know, your phones and cameras that don't have a strong zoom capacity. Now let's watch this. When you're at just the right angle, watch this. You see that? Boom! That thing fly right into the moon. We back it up. Look at this. Look at it go. It almost looks like it's flapping. Now here's another one right here. All right, watch this. Boom, directly into the moon. Back it up. Look at it. It starts all the way back here. You have to be at just the right angle, guys, to capture these. And I'm also led to go out there at specific times. I can't just go out there at any time and capture these things. And if you look, actually, they are all over the place. They're even back here. It's just you can't capture them because they are hidden by the barium refractive veil. These are all cloaked out. I'm just at the perfect angle and the light is hitting it just right that when it starts to get close, you could see it make contact. Look at it go right in there. Okay, now there it is right here. It actually looks like it has like a cigar shape to it almost. And then you're going to see it take off. But it almost looks to be, you know, look, hold on a second here. This is kind of bizarre also. Some of these almost look to be flapping. And that's fine to disagree, guys. We're speculating on what they're hiding from us. Look at that, how it like wobbles as it travels, okay? Watch it. It almost like wobbles. And then you saw another one right there. Let me back that up a little bit. Okay, there was actually two. There's one there. Okay, and then there's the other one. Let's hit play. 1, 2. Went right into the moon. See that right there? Let's see if we do it again as we back it up. You got one here, and then you got one here. Watch them both go directly into the moon. Oh, look at that. Nice. Okay, so we hit pause right there. I love this one. This is beautiful. And just look at this, okay? We are going to get into this when I start putting these videos together, guys. But you know what? I got to move the studio. I got a lot of work on my plate. So please be patient as you have been thus far, guys. I'm always working when I can. But I have a lot of family responsibilities. Look at the details on this thing. And this one right here. Let's see what we did here. Hopefully I backed it up several times for you guys. There we go. Look at that. That is so cool. Look at it go in there. Wow. Let's back that up. That is awesome, man. Look at those things. See how it like wobbles? Is that just the cloaking field? The barium refractive veil? Or are those things like actually flapping or something? Look at that. That is amazing looking. As we go ahead and move it forward there, look at this. Real slow. You see how it looks like it's like changing shape and flashing, and then boom, look at the bottom. Look at this right here. 2 of them in a row. Okay? Back it up. Oh, look at that detail. Boom. 1, 2 of them. And look at how intense this looks. We have some awesome footage to get into, okay? But today we're looking at these transits, and I even captured that black one that's transiting across the moon we're going to look at in great detail. Let's keep watching. I love that. That's beautiful right here. Okay? Okay, here we go. Look at this thing. This thing, let's just back it up a little bit. It almost like shapeshifts. Does this look familiar? For those of you that watched that one that a lot of people probably thought were some type of bug or whatever that were flying across the tree, and I was like, no, look at it. These things are not bound by physical laws. These are astral plane beings. They used to be sixth density beings, and then they were pushed out of the heavens, so they have to be fifth density astral plane beings now that are intermingled with the 3D physical world. That's what they are. So they're not bound by physical laws. So this is actually in between the ether, between the moon and the atmosphere of the earth. So we change it into a black and white scale. That thing looks just like it is flapping wings. Let's back that up right here. That looks like it is flapping wings to me. Just like, wow, right there. Okay. That looks like two wings to me. Like this thing is swimming through the ether. It's incredible. Look at that. And that right there, again, I'm going to pull it back because that really I find to be simply amazing. Look at how, just like in that video, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was where that transit was coming across the moon that was out of focus when I first got my P900. And, you know, a lot of people probably thought that was an insect, but that thing is flapping. It even looks like that thing that I captured. That is staggering. Look at when we put it in a faster mode. Okay, that is some incredible stuff. Let's see what happens when we slow it down here. Whoa, look at, oh, right there. Let's back it up a little bit. I love that spot right there. And then it shifts. Look at that. Right there. That looks like it's flapping. Do you see that? Does that not look like it's flapping? What do you guys make of that? Okay, after it shifts there, it looks like it's flapping. Let's hit play. Okay, boom. That looks like a flapping object. As I put it back in reverse, it almost looks like it has wings even. There's no way that I could be zoomed in at roughly 95% of the max zoom on the P900 and capture something flying across transiting across the moon like that. If it was something that was close within, you know, within the Earth's atmosphere, like close to us, it would be just a blur going by so fast it would be impossible to capture. That is incredible, guys, right there. Oh my gosh. That's one of the coolest things I've ever captured. This is, you know, I've been capturing these winged entities ever since the summer solstice of 2019. Okay, so ever since then, I have been following these things and tracking them. And now I've actually captured it with a P900. Okay, because every time before, it was always with the other cam that's only good for low zoom capacity. But it does take nice pictures, and because of the lens structure on that camera particularly, I'm able to pick up things that I wouldn't be able to pick up with other cameras. So that, to me, guys, totally looks like it's flapping across the moon. That's the end of the footage. Okay, let's carry on. One single clip out of many hours within that week of footage that I still have to look through, guys. So, okay, let's move on here. This gets into the Queensland, in the beginning, the COVID-19 quarantine facilities at Well Camp near Toowoomba work. Okay, so this is, it's really this is more of a long term because they're just breaking ground here, guys, is what this is. So what this really shows us here is, first off, they're showing us what it looks like. These are the people right here. I mean, this is, I don't even have any words to say for it. It's so freaking outrageous. I don't even know what to say about this, okay? But this is what they say it's going to look like once they're all completed. And I don't know how far along they are in this. Let's take a look here. Okay, we need regional quarantine to keep Queenslanders safe. So we're making it happen. We've reached a joint agreement with the Wagner Corporation to build a dedicated quarantine facility at Well Camp Airport near Toowoomba. Okay, so we need to keep our people safe is what they're saying. Let's listen to it real quick.
We need to keep our people safe, and we desperately need to find an alternative to hotel quarantine. We model this on Howard Springs. Everyone's got a balcony, everyone's got fresh air. We think that it's an ideal location. You know, we would like to see international aircraft coming into Wellcamp, and we would welcome those arrivals, and 3 minutes later they're in their beds. When you look at the flow-on effect to the local producers for food, 3,000 meals a day, when you look at the flow-on effect for the 400 plus jobs through construction, it'll be a great thing for Toowoomba, it'll be a great thing for our region, it'll be a great thing for the Queensland and Australian economy.
Oh my goodness, so great thing for the Australian economy. Okay, so they're painting this. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. They're painting this as a positive thing that looks like this is going to be here for a very long time. They're not talking about this is going to be up and running next week and then it'll be out of here sometime in 2022. This looks like something they plan on having to keep their community safe until this so-called pandemic passes by, likely in 2030. Okay, I'm just saying. So Randy Hillier here, let's listen to him briefly. I actually did a video on this guy. This goes back to 2020. This was from, he did this in September. Maybe it was around December, so I did the video. Let's just listen to a little bit here what he has to say, and I'll give you some of my, at least my opinions and thoughts on the matter.
The RFP, and in the RFP it uses clear language to express that these camps can be used for a broad spectrum of people, not limited to travelers. Indeed, it doesn't even mention international travelers. It's just a broad latitude of people. And I'll send over the copy of the RFP after. So your government must be in negotiations and aware of these plans to potentially detain and isolate citizens and residents of our country and our province. So, Speaker, to the Premier, where will these camps be built? How many people will be detained? And for what reasons? For what reasons can people be kept in these isolation camps?
Okay, so as we know, guys, I'm not showing you this to put fear into you. We know these things are going up. This was back and he proposed this in September of 2020. Randy Hillier here from the Ontario Parliament in Canada, Ontario. So he was saying, why are we building camps from one end of the country to the other? Well, that was a great question, and I'm quite confident I know the answer to that, as well as I'm sure you guys do too as well, because this isn't going away, and eventually it's going to come down to people who are either going along with the agenda versus those who refuse to. And that is okay, because as long as you are grounded on your faith in Christ Yeshua, guys, that's the only way through this mess. Now let's listen to this woman here. Okay, pretty interesting. I saw this before. This was when was this from? The 27th. Okay, there's no saving things like her. U.S. soldier says she will shoot Americans if martial law declared. Okay, well let's listen to what she has to say here. I feel this is a total psyop. Absolutely.
Understand that if active duty military actually get deployed within the United States, that weapon is not just pointed at other people, other countries. It's pointed at you. If you do not get in your house when I tell you to, you become the enemy. Martial law. Understand?
Yeah. Okay, so they show these things so that people out there, truthers, and people like myself will show you this, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh my gosh, martial law is coming next week, and we better not even consider even talking about how we should be going against this, because if you do, this woman here is going to come in and shoot your ass. This is really interesting. This was from Australia. I mean, boy, they've really been getting the crap end of the stick ever since this entire thing started. Now, this was from a radio show here, Children Dropping Dead in Australia. This is from Freed from Evil. While parents aren't allowed in child vac center. Okay, Steve Peters report. Let's listen to this. Okay, this is very interesting, and thank you, Casey, for putting this out.
Full and extremely intelligent Deanna Lorraine. She is the best-selling author of the book Taking Back America. You can find that at deannalorraine.com. Yesterday, Deanna, we talked about Australia, how lost it is down under, how basically they are the prototype for the New World Order. The draconian lockdowns, the decontamination tents, law enforcement officials are spying on people, neighbors are telling on people, they're busting down doors to get these people. It's absolutely insane what's happening. And while we were doing that segment, we were getting intel about 24,000 children that were supposedly ushered into the stadium and jabbed. We didn't report on it specifically yesterday because that was kind of alarming. We had to vet that information, and you're here today saying that you have checked this out and that indeed this is true.
Right, it's absolutely true, actually. They are ushering in and having a system where they're bringing thousands, tens of thousands of students, school-age children into arenas to vaccinate them at a mass level. But the one caveat, they want to make sure parents are not included in that vaccination, that mass vaccination. So they're herding children in there and making sure that parents are not allowed. Let's play this clip so we can see right from the horse's mouth.
I want to stress that to the mums and dads, your children will be well looked after inside when they arrive. They'll be literally ushered. We'll have nurses, we'll have some of the youth command, we'll have some of the young police from the various operations within police there just to guide them through as to where they go. They'll be looked after every moment inside the stadium, and they'll be well cared for. So mums and dads feel secure.
Yeah.
We've got about 24,000 students we're aiming to get through next week. The messages will come out this week, and the opportunity is there, but really you've got to take it, grasp it with both hands. I know if you talk to any of our Olympians, I'll tell you, you just got to grasp opportunity, and this is an opportunity, so don't waste it.
Okay, so, I mean, you heard it right from the horse's mouth, like she said there. I mean, this, even right here, the horrific Nazi-like ushering of masses of helpless youth is the furtherance of proof that Australia is the prototype for the New World Order. Absolutely, I agree 100%. Okay, this here, let's take a look at this. This was me at the grocery store just recently, guys. Okay, walking down the frozen food section. Okay, every door was empty. Now, I mean, it depends on where you go and on what day. And then here I took another picture right here. Down, of course, all the paper products were gone. Okay, it was very sectional, and I know it's regional as well. Okay, right here. So another one had to see for themselves. Let's take a look right here. Reports of food shortages from Freed from Evil. It starts out slow. Reports of food shortages in various stores are starting to occur. One woman videotapes her entire Walmart to prove it. It's very obvious in this video. I actually have a friend who actually works at Walmart. I'm not sure if she's a manager or not. I'm going to have to talk to her and ask her about what's going on. And yeah, I'll let you guys know. But let's take a look and see what's going on here.
So much about Walmart, like something's going on that they're not telling us. Like they're preparing for something. Camps, I don't know. Yeah. I used to do demos. I used to do demos at this Walmart. I'm gonna back up. It's here. I guess that's a bad way to put it.
One thing I notice is the 33, but no, that's not even what I care about. But really, I'm talking about the frozen foods right here. Okay, notice that? That's very strange.
I've never seen the stores look like this. The world's never looked like this. So.
Okay, so we get the idea there. Yeah, so of course we know what's going on, guys. Right here, here's in France. It looks like they got some bouncers. Out of hand, guys, and we think we have it bad here. This here, I'm going to have to pin in the box, but I'm going to have to find the actual link, because this link here brings me to nowhere. So unfortunately, I'm going to still pin this in the box here so you guys could find out a way to get the exemption if you're looking to, if you have a corporate job, or if wherever you're working or whatever situation is that they're saying that you need to get this vaccine in order to continue on working. This at least will buy you time, it looks like, if you go ahead and do what they tell you to do, but you're going to have to check it out yourself. So I'm going to put that in the description box, guys, of course. Now, if we still if you guys have watched one of my recent vids where there was all these pulsing, flashing lights, okay, you want to talk about micro drones? Well, take a look at this. A drone insect caught spying on Americans in Africa. If you remember the video I did, it was called the Lovecraftian ones, I believe. And I had actually captured a genetically modified bug bot of some sort that was tiny. And look at this thing. Let's watch this video. It's really cool. This is actually a drone. Look at this thing. It has a little camera in the front of it. Talk about creepy, man. AI is taking over. Look at that thing. Oh my gosh, that's so freaky. Now here, I want you to listen to this, because this is what all it comes down to, is because through the targeted individual program, it was matched up through your resonant DNA frequency, through your bioresonance. And here he's going to go ahead and speak about how this technology works. I'm only going to play it for a brief moment here for those of you that have watched it. And for those of you that haven't, I would urge you to please watch it, because this is a wealth of knowledge. And it's important for the times that we're in. Okay, let's listen.
There's a bioresonance to every individual, just like our fingerprint. Every person has an individual DNA, a different bioresonance. And so the original Stockland patent is on my website, where Stockland was able to go voice to skull with pulse transmissions in 92. And then after the rest of the development went black.
Why am I showing you this? Okay, because he was just talking about voice to skull. Now those who take this jab, okay, they're going to be 100% under the influence of this behavior modification technology wherever they go, no matter where they go. That's why this is so important, my friends, is because once they get linked up to the hive mind, they will believe that they themselves are helping the overall system, just like in the movie The Matrix, that the people are so inert and so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it, and that is exactly the case here. Now let's continue to listen.
Black ops. We don't really know what happened after that. We knew we could put voices in group people's heads. What they did, and I know from the Russian translation from Cheryl Welch, from reading all her translated psychotronic stuff from Russia, that they figured out how to biocode these microwaves so that it can attack specific individuals.
Yeah, like I said, the cell phone towers and everything else as well.
Well, the towers are the Matrix. You know the movie The Matrix? As an example, if I go into a city location and I'm testing an environment, I can see probably anywhere from 30 to 60 Wi-Fi access points. So that means that you're saturated microwave. That's all 2.4 gigahertz, microwave transmissions with 60 transmission access points that are sending and receiving, 60 transmission access points that are sending and receiving.
Okay, so there you go. Now we're going to start to nail these guys, because look at what they've been doing. Look at this. This is my headset. Now back to the EMF card real quick. Okay, remember, anything over 100 milligauss is avoid long time stay in that area. That is very dangerous high levels, especially if you have a headset put right up against your head, against your ears, and they're pulsing these frequencies for hours upon hours upon hours on end as I work. Okay, they did this to me for a very long time. That is not good at all. Okay, and anything above 500 volts per meter on electrofield. Radio frequency, which is Wi-Fi, anything over 100 milliwatts is too high. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at my headset and see why I had such a headache on Friday night going into Saturday and still even have a dull one today. Watch this. Good morning, 29th of August 2021. Look at the EMF peak, 174, and there's my headset. EMF peak, 174.8. There's my head. Okay, 174.8 is 1 2/3 higher than the max on the card. And I have that directly on my ears, on my head. They're attacking and assaulting me, along with likely many other people out there that aren't even aware about it, through my headset. Now let's continue to watch. Headset, see it at 0.6, 0.5, 0.4. Well, there's a very low ionizing radiation in the ambient air and the ether above that creates the same symptoms of, you know, that thing named after a Mexican beer. Okay, so there's my headset, 0.4. Watch what happens when you put it right next to the headset. Boom! They light me up. 173. Almost hit 174 again. And that was only from one side, one ear, because this side, this part here is the sensor part. That's why I haven't been able to do a video, guys, because even my speaker system stopped working. Alright. Yeah, so my speaker system stopped working. Big deal. That's not the problem. The problem is that they're assaulting me through my own devices, through my headset. Unfreaking believable. Now, right here, some of the most damning evidence I've ever seen. This here is actually the alarm clock that my wife used, and is what I feel strongly caused the affliction that she now has to show for it. EMF radiation, if we go back to the card, what's the max on that? 100 milligauss. Well, I did 2 videos on this. One of them was called The Cooking of Humanity. The other one was EMF Eugenics, I believe it was called, something like that. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the alarm clock here and show you as I plug this one in. I have 2 of them. One was for my son and one was Jennifer's here. She started using this around 2012, 2013. Let's listen. This is the alarm clock here that my wife used. She said somewhere probably around 2012, 2013 she bought it. She's not 100% sure. It was between then 2012 or 2013. I'm going to show you the manufacturer's date on this. Right there. Manufactured May 2011. Okay? Manufactured May 2011. She's had it. She started using it around 2012, 2013. Now, this is an LED alarm clock. Look at this stupid thin little cord, okay? Very low voltage goes to this because it's LED. Everybody should be well aware that LED uses very low voltage. Now check this out. This is nuts, okay? Here's my EMF meter. Okay. Having problems with it of late, doesn't surprise me. Okay. You see, EMF, it's at 2.3, 2.0. Okay. But in its direct line of sight, because this is a 60 gigahertz chipset that's installed in this, it has to be direct line of sight. And this is the same exact alarm clock that was pulsing right into her face for, you know, roughly 8 years. It was pulsing right into her face, right where she had her tumor. Okay? Right up by her eye and her upper nasal cavity. So let's look at the EMFs when we get close to this thing. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you see that? This is a weapon, guys. Would you feel comfortable with that next to your head every single night? See how it pulses? That's because it's 60 gigahertz millimeter wave pulse frequency technology is what it is. Okay? It's, see, you could see how it pulses. It pulses because it, again, is a pulse frequency technology. This is weaponized frequency radiation that causes an affliction called cancer. Okay? Now, is there any reason in the world why an LED, a little alarm clock, okay, that should be pulsing at rates that, at peaks that are just tremendous? Let's see where it peaked at. 290.4, okay? Would you feel comfortable sleeping with that next to your face? Well, unfortunately for my wife, look at that! 350! Must be picking up my bioresonance. Okay, same alarm clock, you see? Still pulsing those same EMFs right there. You can see it goes up and down, up and down. That's a weapon. Better believe it's a weapon. Let's continue on. What else have they been doing? Let's see. Frequency assault. Let's watch this. These people, this is your government, and they're here to help. Yeah, look at how they're helping me out. This is just unbelievable. Assault frequency 933.2 for a radio frequency assault against a citizen. My brothers and sisters out there, you can see them lighting me up now. But yeah, they're hitting me harder before, but I wanted to catch this on film. Okay, we're down to an EMF at 0.5, 0.4, 0.5. So there you go, guys. They're not letting up, and neither am I. I'm starting to get a little ticked off, so they're going to start to get it right back. Alright, I'll see you later. Hey, what's up, guys? So yeah, I'm getting pegged here pretty good. Look at that. Yeah, it's going over 100 for a radio frequency. Anything over 4 or 5 is above normal. That's 4 or 5.0. Okay, you could see for radio frequency peak right here. Okay, 926.0. Now we have a steady electromagnetic field at 0.5. It averages between 0.4 and 0.7. It's been like that for over a year. It started off at a solid 0.3, steady. It wouldn't budge from 0.3 no matter where I went. Okay, right now this should be at a dead zone around my bed, but because I'm holding my camera that uses Wi-Fi, that's why we're getting a radio frequency signal. But I shouldn't be getting any EMFs whatsoever. Now that's very, very low right there, okay? That's no big deal. But that proves that there's ionizing radiation throughout the ambient air and in the ether above. Okay, you can see I've been hit with radio frequency peak at 918.9. Today is Friday the 27th of August. Now, right now, I am roughly 4 feet away from my 4 gig router. It says that you're not supposed to get within 4 feet of the router because it broadcasts such a high RF frequency that it's very dangerous to be near if you're closer than 4 feet. Now, let's go ahead. As you see that I am getting pulsed, and I've showed you several of them now over the past few days that they've hit me with, and I've even shown you that I've been struck with 4,793 milliwatts now on 7 or 8 occasions. Now I wasn't able to record the over 8,300 milliwatts because I unplugged it from the charger. So it's at about 5 to 12 top. It maxes out at. Not 918.9. Now let's go ahead. I'm gonna scoot over and let's see what we got right when we touch it. Okay, see, I'm touching the modem right now. 4 gig modem, not supposed to get within 4 feet of. Maxing out at, when I touch the very top of it, it maxed out at 7 something. I'll have to look at it when we get into the software. But you can see it's between the 4 and 500 range. And that's a 4 gig modem that I'm not supposed to get within 4 feet of. So guys, does anybody have an explanation as to why in the world I would be getting pulsed directly with 900 118.9 milliwatts. I have an explanation. It's because I'm a targeted individual. Now let's move on here. Okay, this is what's called a psychotronic weapon. Electro field 1003 coming out of an energy saver light bulb. And then I had gone over to my 100 amp breaker box. Let's take a look at the 100 amp breaker box compared to the energy saver light bulb. Normal EMF, yep, 13. Electro field, 100 amp breaker box, only giving off 3 volts per meter with a EMF just over 10, when you can see the peak from my energy saver bulb at 347.3. And right here we have the 4793 radio frequency peak. Do you see it right here? 4,793 milliwatts. And I lived to tell about it. And that's specifically because I was protected by God the Father. There's no other explanation in the world that I could withstand 4,793, which is 47 times higher than the max on the card. Alright guys, I look forward to seeing you real soon. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I'm going to move the studio. I got to get upstairs. I got a lot of things to do, but I'm going to get a video out for you. So until then, my friends, you have a blessed and great day. I'll talk to you soon.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day,